Hey everyone, Luke here, and I'm, learning to code. My first full video on this YouTube channel was how I've been learning to code for free for the past few months. You might be surprised to see that now, according to this video, I've signed up for a coding bootcamp, which is obviously not free. So today I want to talk about why did I sign up for a bootcamp even though I was already learning coding for free on my own. And honestly, it's not just to learn coding. I honestly feel like if I kept teaching myself with the resources that are available online that I already went over, I could eventually get there. I could really just spend enough time, spend enough effort, and eventually I would probably be well equipped enough to, at least at some level, to hopefully get a programming job. So I recently signed up for the Coding Dojo Bootcamp. It started this week, and here are the 5 reasons why I signed up. Step 1 was I felt like I needed the structure of a bootcamp. Yes, I could keep learning on my own, but it's a lot harder when I'm, at this stage of life. I already have a job, I already am married, and so even though, it could be worse, I could be working full-time, I could be having kids right now, I still felt like I needed some structure where I could say, okay, this is going to give me a specific route to take to learn to program. I won't have to do all the research myself. And I'm just going to, a little bit light the fire under my belly, as that saying goes, of like, okay, I'm going to have deadlines. I'm going to have due dates. I'm going to have to do things in a specific order in a certain date. When I'm doing things and learn coding on my own, it's a lot of fun. I feel like I'm learning, but I feel like my mind is all over the place. I get distracted. I start learning one thing, and then I'm like, okay, I want to go learn this in Pygame now. Now I want to learn the Unity game engine. Now I want to go learn JavaScript and try to build a website. And what I noticed about myself is, while I'm motivated to learn, I don't think I'm motivated to learn in the most succinct and organized ways without someone helping me guide through it. It's just like a little bit, just bouncing a little bit everywhere. And I think that's going to take me a lot longer, even though I could eventually get to that place where I need to be going that route on my own. It felt like that was going to take ages compared to if someone is guiding me through the process. Second reason was to make connections and friends. Really, the only other person that I know that's into programming is my brother-in-law, who's doing this program as well and got me into this program, introduced it to me. And if I, maybe reached out to some other people, maybe I can make connections. But I felt like it was really important to me to make friends and find people and connections that are already in the industry as well, and really relate and go through this process together. Which leads me to my third point, which is when researching about actually jumping into coding and working for a business, a lot of the advice that I've seen, I've heard, and I've even heard it reinstated at this bootcamp is that almost more important than learning to code is learning how to communicate in it and work with other people. Unless you're the only developer on your team or you're building software and applications all on yourself, you're gonna have to learn how to communicate about code, whether that's with other developers or maybe with other people inside the business, to tell them like, hey, you guys don't understand coding. Like, I understand coding. Here's what's practical. Here's what you guys are telling us to do. And this is going to work. This isn't going to work. So going through a bootcamp where we can all go through the same processes together, the same assignments, I'm going to have a lot more experience being able to work with people who are working on the same tasks that I am. Now, of course, if you're learning to free, you could probably do that with other, resources. I've seen other coding discords that you can jump into, and I would highly recommend, if you're going to continue to learn for, your coding for free, definitely find connections, make connections through Discord, LinkedIn, whatever you can do to find people that you can work together. I just think this is a lot easier way for me to do that. And I love the fact that we are all working on the same thing, suffering together through the same assignments. I feel like that's going to create a much tighter bond than just going into, random coding Discord and say, hey, here's what I'm working on. Can anyone help me? The fourth reason is help in career services and resume building. As I said earlier, I don't really know anyone in the industry at all. Obviously, I've worked with Balthazar and their gaming, so I've connected with a few game developers here and there, but I don't even know if that's the route I want to go in coding quite yet. So just having someone that's in the industry, having a team that's behind me that says, hey, here's the way to take an interview, here's the way to set up your LinkedIn page and GitHub and really make yourself known. Those resources are going to be really valuable. Which leads me again to my last point, number 5, which is just understanding the industry in general. I love that already in week 1, I'm getting to ask our instructors, I'm getting to ask TAs, I'm getting to ask past students who are done with the program, hey, what is the industry like? What's your experience been? How do I get from where I am now, where I'm still learning, to, landing a job when I graduate? Because, ultimately that's the goal, right? And so getting to learn from people that are in the industry and have that past experience and are in my shoes right now, but maybe, 9 months ahead or a year or 2 ahead, that's pretty valuable for me to get to pick their brains as well. So those are the reasons that I signed up for Bootcamp. Again, I really did enjoy learning coding for free. If you're still going that route, like, I'm not doing this as a sponsored video. Maybe down the road, if I, come out of Bootcamp and I was like, man, that was such a great experience, maybe I'll look for a sponsor or a referral link or something then. But the point of this video isn't to necessarily convince you to do Bootcamp. It's just to share with you guys why I'm doing it. And I hope to compare my experiences, as I go through the program. At the end of it, I really want to make a recap video that says, okay, I did some learning for free, I did a boot camp, and what are some of the differences? What were, was it valuable? Because obviously it's not cheap, right? It's I had to take out a loan of 15,000 roughly to do this program. So obviously not cheap, but hopefully landing a job will help with that loan as well. And I'll get to hopefully experience it and pass that advice on to you guys, whether I felt it was worth it or not. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, whether you are learning for free or you've done a bootcamp before. What has your experience been as well? And let's share it with one another. Thank you, gracias, merci for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys next time.